Casablanca is the largest city of Morocco, located in the central western part of Morocco bordering the Atlantic Ocean. It is the second largest city in the Maghreb region and the eighth largest in the Arab world. Casablanca is Morocco's chief port and one of the largest financial centers in Africa. According to the 2019 population estimate, the city has a population of about 3.71 million in the urban area and over 4.27 million in the Greater Casablanca. Casablanca is considered the economic and business center of Morocco. Although the national political capital is Rabat, the leading Moroccan companies and many international corporations doing business in the country have their headquarters and main industrial facilities in Casablanca. Recent industrial statistics show Casablanca holds its recorded position as the primary industrial zone of the nation. The port of Casablanca is one of the largest artificial ports in the world, and the second largest port of North Africa, after Tanger Med 40 kilometers east of Tangier. Casablanca also hosts the primary naval base for the Royal Moroccan Navy. Before 15th century, the settlement at what is now Casablanca had been called Anfa, rendered in European sources variously as El Anfa, Anafa or Anafa, Anafe, Anaif, Anafi, Nafe, and Nafi. Ibn Khaldun ascribed the name to the Anfaka, a branch of the Oriba tribe of the Maghreb, though the sociologist André Adam refuted this claim due to the absence of the third syllable. Naim Slouch gave a Hebrew etymology, citing the lexicon of Gazinius, Anafa, as the city predated the linguistic Arabization of the country, and the term Anf was not used to describe geographic areas. Adam affirmed a Tamazi etymology, from Anfa, hill, Anfa, promontory on the sea, Ifni, sandy beach, or Anfa, threshing floor. Although he determined the available information insufficient to establish exactly which, the name Anfa is now rendered in Neo-Tifina as. The name Anfa was used in maps until around 1830. In some until 1851, which Adam attributes to the tendency of cartographers to replicate previous maps. When Sultan Muhammad bin Abdullah André Adam mentions the legend of the Sufi saint and merchant Al-Ala al-Kirawani, who supposedly came from Tunisia and settled in Casablanca with his wife Lalla al-Baida. The villages of Mediona would reportedly provision themselves at Dar al-Baida. In fact, rising above the ruins of Anfa, it appears there was a tall whitewashed structure, as the Portuguese cartographer Duarte Pacheco wrote in the early 16th century that the city could easily be identified by a large tower, and nautical guides from the late 19th century still mentioned a white tower as a point of reference. The Portuguese mariners came to call the city Casablanca is a translation of the European names. The presence of the two names indicates that they came about together, not one from the other. During the French protectorate in Morocco, the name remained Casablanca. The city is still nicknamed Casa by many locals and outsiders to the city. In many other cities with a different dialect, it is called Ad-Dar al-Baida. Instead, the area which is today Casablanca was founded and settled by Berbers by at least the 7th century BC. It was used as a port by the Phoenicians and later the Romans. In his book Description of Africa, Leo Africanus refers to ancient Casablanca as Anfa, a great city founded in the Berber kingdom of Berghawatar in 744 AD. He believed Anfa was the most prosperous city on the Atlantic coast because of its fertile land. Berghawatar rose as an independent state around this time, and continued until it was conquered by the Almoravids in 1068. Following the defeat of the Berghawatar in the 12th century, Arab tribes of Hilal and Sulaym descent settled in the region, mixing with the local Berbers, which led to widespread Arabization. During the 14th century, under the Marinids, Anfa rose in importance as a port. The last of the Marinids were ousted by a popular revolt in 1465. In the early 15th century, the town became an independent state once again, and emerged as a safe harbor for pirates and privateers, leading to it being targeted by the Portuguese, who bombarded the town, which led to its destruction in 1468. The Portuguese used the ruins of Anfa to build a military fortress in 1515. The town that grew up around it was called Casablanca, meaning White House in Portuguese. Between 1580 and 1640, the crown of Portugal was integrated to the crown of Spain. So Casablanca and all other areas occupied by the Portuguese were under Spanish control, though maintaining an autonomous Portuguese administration. As Portugal broke ties with Spain in 1640, Casablanca came under fully Portuguese control once again. The Europeans eventually abandoned the area completely in 1755 following an earthquake which destroyed most of the town. The town was finally reconstructed by Sultan Muhammad bin Abdullah, the grandson